The MGHS mid-sized SUV. More space, more safety tech with MG Pilot, and more peace of mind. All from only $29,990 drive away. The MGHS. It's the more you've been looking for.
Chomley Family Law, rebuilding for a better tomorrow. Across the Sunshine Coast on 91.1 and iHeartRadio. This is Hot 91 News.
Good afternoon, Hannah McEwan here with you in news just in. The Consumer Price Index has risen to 6.1%, up 1% for the June quarter, the highest since 1990. It'll put enormous pressure on the Reserve Bank to raise interest rates when it meets next week. I'll have more on this next hour. In other news, Queensland Health has advised the state government that a dedicated quarantine facility is no longer required. The federal government's facility at Pinkenba is nearing completion. The Queensland Regional Accommodation Centre at Wellcamp Airport will also cease hosting guests from next month, but will remain available should pandemic response settings change. Major airline Qantas has apologised for poor performance, saying it's not matching how the airline was operating before the COVID pandemic. Passengers have been dealing with long queues, cancellations and baggage delays, but domestic and international Chief Executive Andrew David said the cancellation rates are improving.
We are the national carrier. People have high expectations of us. We have high expectations of ourselves. And clearly over the last few months, we have not been delivering what we did pre-COVID.
Also making news today, the federal government maintains it has no plans to use the Defence Force to help protect Australia from foot and mouth disease. And legislation will be introduced to federal parliament to abolish the cashless debit card 7 years after it was first established.
Hot 91 Sport.
Storm back rower Kenny Bromwich believes hard work is the best way to turn the struggling club's form around. Melbourne has suffered 4 consecutive losses for the first time since 2012, sliding out of the top 4. Bromwich says their discipline and ball handling has been letting them down.
It is a pretty rough time at the moment, pretty sad feeling with all the injuries and that around the club, but we're trying to turn this rough patch around.
And in cricket, England will host the 2026 Women's T20 World Cup.
Hot 91. Listen to Sam and Ash anywhere you go on iHeartRadio, at home, in the car, anywhere you are.
All day at work, they keep me company on my long drive. Makes my kids dance. So much awesome music. I love it. I dance around and I sing along. It's so cool.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to Hot 91. iHeartRadio, the only audio streaming app you need.
iHeartRadio.
acstore.com.au. Interest-free ducted air. Hot 91. Beach and surf.
Good afternoon, everybody. We got around 20 knot west-southwesters across the coast beaches. The swell buoys are showing between 0.9 and 2 metres. The southeasterly swell sitting at 10 to 11 second intervals. It is biggest on the open beaches. They are just a little wind affected. The low tide at 1 p.m. It's worth checking the southern corner of Alexandra Bay for your biggest waves. Down around Coolum and the Bays. Also down around Twin Waters, Marcoola, the Maroochydore stretch. And on the southern end, check between Moffats and Curramundi. If you're out there thinking about a swim, all beaches are open. The water's hovering at 20 degrees. Only still between red and yellow flag. Rip Curl with the story from both the beach and the surf. Listening to the
It's a little windy, I've got to tell you. It won't be good if you got perm sides. 20 the max today, sitting on 18 right now in Coolum Beach, where you'll find Hot 91 Skyline Ferris wheel.